Were you ever tempted to actually go down to the Amazon just to check this out? I know sometimes authors are like, I need to see what I'm writing about. But please tell me you weren't crazy enough to try and parachute into the Amazon jungle to try and see where Raleigh might have been.
I can't tell you that. I did try.
How'd it go? How'd it turn out?
Well, I knew that I was going to have a very difficult time getting into Venezuela just because of the current situation with the Venezuelan government or lack thereof. I knew that even if I could get in through a back door, which was a possibility, that it would be dangerous, especially the areas that I wanted to go to along the Orinoco River where Raleigh went. But a good deal of the story takes place on the island of Trinidad and the Caribbean island. It's only about 7 or 8 miles across the Gulf of Paria from the western coast of Venezuela. And it's where Raleigh staged both of his expeditions and where another of Raleigh's chief rivals, Antonio de Brio, also was the governor there. So a lot of the story in Paris the Dam takes place on Trinidad. So I thought, all right, well, I'll go to Trinidad, which I did. And at the very least, I'd like to see the Orinoco Delta that's just massive, like twice the size of Spain, opening from the Atlantic to the Orinoco River. It's only, like I said, like a 6 or 7 mile jaunt across the relatively placid Gulf of Paria, and then just a few miles down the coast to get a look at it. And much of the story takes place there too. Raleigh and some of his rival explorers and some of his people had all sorts of adventures in the Orinoco River Delta. And it's pretty singular. I thought it'd be really cool to just see it. And I got to Trinidad literally the first week it was opening up after the pandemic. And that's important because nobody in the tourist industry had worked for a couple of years. Trinidad took their lockdown really seriously. So I figured, all right, well, there are charter fishing people that charge $500 to take somebody out here and fish. They don't even have to do any fishing. They can save money on bait if they just cruise over to the Orinoco River Delta. But I couldn't find anybody, even like the really desperate kind of guys, like one guy who was living on his boat because his third wife had just thrown him out and he was about to owe a third set of alimony, and he just was reluctant to take me there because there are just so many pirates as a result of all the kerfuffles in Venezuela. A lot of the Venezuelan oil workers who are now out of work are pirating, and they just thought it was simply too dangerous to go anywhere close to the coast. They wouldn't do it for any amount of money. So I wasn't able to get there, and it's unfortunate. It would have been fun to have a jungle adventure, but maybe next time.
I mean, so amazing historical irony. You were not able to go check out a book about a pirate because of current pirates. That's basically what I'm taking from that story.
There you go.